Hello everybody. Okay, so today I'll try to continue my my thoughts about what I was saying yesterday. And yesterday it was about the fact that actually all the tension I can feel in my head, and like if I had to struggle against something in my head where there's nothing, actually there's nothing, because it's all about things I imagine in a way, because it's like if the external world and external opposition, things that seem to be against me in a way or another, okay, are in my head, and then I'm struggling in my head even if I'm on my own and there's nothing to fight against. So that's what I call the big illusion that we live through, this illusion that we have to struggle and to fight all day long, even if we don't really realize that it's what is happening in our heads. It's always tensions, and obviously it's false. It's false. Okay, so next, what I want to, now that I have this big basis on which I can build something, I can really see that basically there's no problem. Well, there may be some problems punctually, in my life, but I do what is best at that time, and then there's no more problem. All the real big struggle is just in my head, and that's just imagination and not real. So well, I like to now to add two things that become obvious. That's the real thing. That's as I realize things more clearly, and I state this in my video, okay, what I realize, then I can that become really obvious, and then I can add a next step that becomes in turn obvious then. Okay, so now there are two more steps I like to add. The one being that why do I struggle? I wanted to add something like it seems difficult because certainly something I already said, but I don't know. Anyway, it seems we have to struggle because in a way it's the only thing we see. The obstacles in our life are the only things we see, and it seems like there's just one way, one path. It's that one, and there is a big block in front of me, and I have to struggle with this block. Maybe not right now, but in the end I have to fight against that. And so even if I can stop thinking of that when it doesn't change anything, I have to do it anyway. I have to confront it anyway. And that's this point of view that makes us, I think, really continually think of negative things, because it's like if I can't really have a better life in any way, for any reasons, in any area, because of this person, because of these situations, and I have no control over them. And that's tough. That's tough, really. That's difficult, because I really have big obstacles to overcome. I don't have control over them, and that's very difficult. So yeah, I'm irritated, I'm annoyed. That's really difficult to live with that, and I really think that's what makes things appear difficult. But the thing is that it's not true. There is not just one obstacle, one path, one way, and if there is a big obstacle in front of me, then it's going to be difficult. It's something we perceive which is not true, and the more, as I already said, the more we try to fight against that and we think of that, and the more it becomes difficult, because we actually see only one path, the one we're focusing on. So it's really a vicious circle. The more we try to fight against and we struggle, and the more there is just one thing that we see another way, so the more it becomes frustrating, and the more we struggle in our head against that, and so on. Okay, so really the thing, so and the second thing I would add to my conclusion of yesterday, and that's the next step to do also, it's that no, we have control, know about this obstacle, maybe a little, maybe we can try to change things, actually, yes, but more than that, there are many ways, many paths available that we don't see, especially if we're struggling in our head against something, because we're focusing on that one, and that's it. And it's impossible to see the other ways around us, okay? But there are other ways, there are many things we can do, and it's not just, the problem is not the obstacle we can see. The problem is in our head, we're open or not to what we can do, and we choose one way that is that we enjoy, that allows us to move on, or we just follow to focus on the obstacle we have in front of us. Okay, if we are convinced that we have power, we have real power, I have to focus on what I want and take action in this direction. Maybe I don't feel I can do something, and that's totally normal at some point. Maybe I really don't see how I'll be able to change anything at all, or to reach my goal, or to really have something interesting in my life. Okay, and that's perfectly fine, but I do have power. And if I focus on what I want and I take actions in this direction, there's no doubt I'm going to build my life like I want. Okay, how? Just do it, and then you see that you always find path, and it's always much better than you can imagine. So the real thing is, just do you stop on the obstacle and you stay with your imagination and your inner struggle, or do you look at what you want and take action regardless of what you're feeling and what you see or what you don't see, how to do and all that. Okay, but if you start, and that's really the step I am right now, to realize that each time I take action, each time I do something in the direction I want, most of the time I imagine that it's difficult, that I don't want to do it. I have many reasons to, procrastinate and do it later, and now it's going to be difficult and so on. That's what prevents me from evolving. But I also realize that each time I take action in the direction I want, I move, and it's always better. It's like if it's another step I climb. Each time I take action, it's another step I climb. I just have to go in the direction I want, and if I'm convinced that I have power, I just have to take action. Look where I want to go, take action. Look where I want to go, take action. And it's just fine, perfect. Then I stop being obsessed with the obstacle I see, the difficulties I feel. It's just a feeling, as always. I know that's just a feeling. I know that if I take action, I improve. It's one more step each time. So the more I'm aware of that, and the less I struggle, because I know there's no point struggling, and I can move. But if we don't move, like I said, it's a vicious circle. That is, if we don't move, we imagine it's going to be difficult. We imagine we have less power than what is real. We imagine it's going to be difficult. We imagine there's no real other way. It's not really so interesting, and so we don't move. And if we don't move, well, we just continue to struggle in our head. That's it. So we really have to move, and once you move, you realize that you have power. And if you continue to move, well, if you move more, if you take more actions while you're moving faster, and it's getting more and more obvious that you're building what you want, and it's getting more and more obvious that it's more easy than you want, and than you think, and that it's Yeah, it's easy. It's easy. Okay, so that's my step today. So the more I take actions, the better my life is, because the more I do what I want and I really have power. Okay, so just focus on that. That's really my thing today. Okay, so don't hesitate telling me what you think of that, what is difficult to struggle with, and why you think it can be still, why you think it's what prevents you to move, to take actions, and do you really think it's a hard, I don't know, it's a hard way to move? Okay, let me know that, and I'll try to be more aware maybe of many things around this matter. Okay, thank you very much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.